Right, I just want to bring this up because it happened on the radio last night. The first thing, if I was Joey Carbery, would be saying, hang on, if you want me to go up there, do you want me to go up to that rubbish? Because I'm not going to get anything out of it. The standard and culture week on week isn't good enough. That was Liam Toland. Now, obviously, I'm doing Liam Toland's voice. He might have been a bit more calm. We'll play the video a little bit later on. Would you want to play it now? We can play it now, yeah, okay, we'll play it now. So rather than me misrepresenting the facts, you Toland waiting outside, bringing me down a dark alley and beating me up, we can have a look at it.
I think that I'm reminded of those top-class older quarterbacks in American football. When they're negotiating their re-contract, they're more concerned with what's in front of them than the actual pounds and pennies on their contract. In other words, do they have the forwards in front of them that'll make life somewhat easy for them to allow them to perform? And I think the first thing, if I was Joey Carbery, would be saying, hang on, if you want me to go up there, do you want me to go up to that rubbish? Because I'm not going to get anything out of it. The standard and culture for week on week isn't good enough. We see that. And if I've learned anything from the semi-finals, the difference about a ball that's going forward to halfbacks, and you look at how Conor Murray struggled in the environment against Racing, because he was, for all the yardage and all the carries Munster were doing, he wasn't getting any go forward, and Ian Keatley wasn't getting any go forward. And look at the halfbacks for Leinster. So that would be my primary concern. It could work out that Joey Carbery could go up there and play lots of games, but actually come back a worse player. It is of crucial importance when you are in the Irish limelight that you're playing, your province you're playing with is actually functioning in the way that Leinster are. And I think they're the standard bearers of Europe, obviously, for many, many reasons. But that would be my concern. If I was Carbery and I was talking to Joe Smith, I'd be saying, hang on a second here, I'll go, but you got to make sure that I'm going to isn't a bunch of Keystone Cops.
Keystone Cops.
It's harsh, to be honest. I understand where he's coming from regarding results and stuff like that, but I don't think Joey Carbery, if he went there, would come back a worse player. Just because there's not a winning culture there now, and they're not challenging for European trophies and the Pro 14 currently, that doesn't mean you're going to you can come back a worse player. Okay, you want to play in a system where there's really good players. He's in one, he's not starting, but he needs to play matches. As 21, 22-year-old, you know, to go through a year or two of a rebuilding process wouldn't be the worst thing in the world as regards his long-term development, because my fear for some of the Leinster guys now, and look, there's no reason to think that there'll be any downward spiral in recent years because of the evidence in Leinster at the moment, but sometimes you need to experience some losses, a bit of adversity to make you stronger and stuff like that. You don't have to experience it. You can win like James Ryan is all the time. But, you know, I think the system and what's happening in Ulster, it's only going to get better. They have the resources, the finance. I think it
can't get any worse.
It can't get any worse at the moment.
It feels like
that's
it's
a team that's
a basket case.
You know, they're going to finish maybe third, most likely fourth. They need results to go their way this weekend, and they'll miss out in the playoffs. But what's of the utmost importance is that they win that playoff match that they're currently sitting in, and it'll probably be the Ospreys.
Yeah, we'll
get into Europe.
We'll come back to that, the nuances a little bit later on. But the main thing is they've got no coach. If you're a player and you want to know what your future is, you can't sign for a province that has no coach. Because
if I was signing anywhere, Jared, the first thing I want to do is, who's the coach? What's he like? What's the reputation like? And then you want to start looking at the squad and the players and the people there, and say, well, how good is this team? Is there something good happening there?
Yeah. Can I just, like, they're also very young. These aren't 25-year-olds. These aren't 26-year-olds. So you're taking them from an environment that they've been in for 4 years, and you're saying, okay, you're going to go up and live in Belfast, probably on your own in an apartment. And that's a lifestyle change, which, you know, maybe they're ready for, maybe they're not, who knows. But also, there's no guarantee that we're going to have a game plan, a style of play that suits your game, because the new coach might come in and say, well, actually, we need to be forwards oriented, and you're going to just kick the ball, and I've got one good back outside at the minute who I can rely on. We're going to run some set moves off that to get Stockdale the ball as often as possible. Yeah. Or you could have somebody who's going to come in and play free-flowing rugby and decide that I'm going to build around this mercurial 10. It doesn't. Yeah,
there's a lot of risks there. There's no doubt about that.
And there's no guarantee that there's upside.
This story kind of came out last weekend, and it's up to the players themselves, really. They can't be forced there. It depends at the end of their contract, when their contract is up, whether they're getting offered another one.
Yeah.
by Leinster. But
should Munster be in the market for either of these two?
Of course they should, yeah, absolutely.
Are they an upgrade on Keighley?
And player movement around Ireland is something, I wrote about this a few weeks ago, that the other provinces are going to have to embrace more and just deal with because of the numbers up here in Dublin. So it's up to the players themselves, and they've got to be happy. But I don't think a player's gone out for, even if it's only a year, you know, because Sexton's not going to go on forever, and you think Leo Cullen doesn't want to lose any his backup players at the moment, because they could be there for a very long time.
Yeah, and look, we'll talk about this as well. They obviously view Carbery as a 15, and so they see him as somebody who's the long-term replacement as well for Sexton. So they think they've got a 10 and a 15 coming through, two ball players, a completely different style of play from something that we've seen. And the next iteration of Irish rugby will actually be having somebody like Joey Carbery playing at 15.